Lisa Diehl commented on something. Hopefully, it's not too bad. I don't know what she's gonna say. Oh, hello, Tom. Lisa Diehl. Dell. I just call him Lisa Dell. Last name Dell. It, it's Mike's mom and dad. There's David. I don't know how I think I don't know Longhorn Steakhouse. I haven't been to a good steakhouse in a while. Yeah. But I see her comments on Mike's stuff a lot. But it's the first time she commented on mine. I haven't been talking to Mike recently, but that's a good thing. Me and Mike had our time. Chobani Greek yogurt, but I'll talk to him again, I'm sure, in the future. They're originally from Jessup, Georgia. I've never been there before, but I've heard Mike talk about this Jessup. Actually, now that I bring up Jessup, Georgia on this Facebook and I see Chick-fil-A Hinesville, I remember this one time way back in I think 2006 when Chick-fil-A first came out. Mike and his mom Lisa and his dad were the first people to ever introduce me to it. I think we even had a chicken sandwich. It was the first time they released it. We went to Bass Pro Shops, and then we went to Chick-fil-A and all that. This was not in Jessup, Georgia, though. This was in Florida. But Mike used to talk about Jessup all the time. I think they're originally from there. I never even looked it up. Jessup, Georgia. Actually, I've seen the city name, but I never looked it up yet. And it was a thing in my brain to eventually look it up. It was an idea I had to look it up eventually. Where is it? Jessup. Over by Savannah almost. Many people choose to live near Jessup because of its good reputation as well as its proximity to several parks and recreational areas. Clary became a driving force for the establishment of what would become Jessup and was its first mayor. By December 1869, the community that had become known as Jessup. Yes. It's right there, hey, on the almost to the coast a little bit. Sort of in a spot there, yeah, that is kind of like the area that he fit to be in or from. Jessup might be one of the best places to raise a family, and it is located near many other great towns as well. So if you're into movies, this is a great place to attend a showing. I think that's where he was when he was like just a child up in Jessup, Georgia. Then they moved and settled down into Florida. Because I think their family roots were from Jessup, Georgia. They had been there. They wanted to live on a different side. It gets in your DNA. They eventually wanted to move or something. I know that they used to have this big reptile named Spike. It was spiked, one of those spiked something or others that they called it, spiked lizard. Not a lizard. It had a specific name to it. And I mean, yeah, it was one of these lizards, but they called it Spike, just the same as this person, I guess. It's a famous name, but that's what, yeah, that's what they had. Their lizard name was Spike. I've always wanted a lizard like Mike had too. But hey, it's a process. You got to have the amphibian cage and whatnot with the lighting and all that. And Mike hasn't got another lizard yet either. He lost his lizard at a certain point or what have you. He had it for years and years, and all that. Then eventually he lost his lizard or whatever. It passed away, but he never got another one. Oh, I remember in Florida, not as big as this, but just all around Florida, you'd see these little lizards running around. Yeah, I wish I owned a house in Florida because if I did, I would go there all the time. So if anybody wants to donate a house to me and all that, do so. And hey, I get to go down to Florida. But as of now, the only place where I get my disability and all that is in Canada. But I used to live down in Florida at my dad's expense. That was at my dad's and mom's expense when I was a child. They would pay like my food. I would live in my bedroom. And then I hit like 15 years old and they stopped paying my bills and all that. That was over 30, oh, sorry, 15 years ago. 15 years ago, my parents stopped paying my bills when I was 15 years old. So I've been on my own when it came to money since I was 15. Then finally, I got my disability. I mean, I worked very hard when I was 15, actually 18 years old is when I started working really, really hard and been able to save money and all that. But so a lot's changed for me too. And a lot has changed for Mike. I think Mike's got a new Mustang. That's what my mom used to have was one of those Mustangs. Where is it? Oh, I don't even have Mike on my thing anymore. He blocked me right now. He didn't like the he didn't like the YouTube videos I was doing or something. He freaked out. He was talking to this guy up in Ohio. I'm not sure. I think he lived in Ohio. See, I forget the guy's name now, but I have some of them recorded. And the guy in Ohio was saying, "Oh, we don't want to be on recordings, da da." But it was all their gimmick. They were trying to do a fraud scam gimmicks thingy or whatever to make me look or get in trouble for recording them, even though I'm legally allowed to record my. Hey, if I'm on any kind of this computer stuff, everybody's got Elgato or whatever. Everybody knows people are recording. They're using their game Twitch. That's what I did was Twitch. So he got me almost in trouble because I was twitching my Warzone and all that. I mean, why wouldn't I play Warzone without twitching it? Okay. So it's the first time I ever played Warzone. They didn't want it, some of them didn't want to get on microphones, some of them did. Mike was on microphone for a little bit and whatnot, but this guy from Ohio, it was mostly this other one from Ohio. Hey, it's understandable. And yeah, but then that was the last time I ever talked to Mike. We played Warzone. I got my new Xbox Series S, still do, and all that. Okay. But hey, that Mike did 3 years in the penitentiary. I've never went to prison, and I've never did anything to go to prison. But hey, man, that guy's went. Mike's and I just was on his thing. But Mike's gotten older. We're grown men now. Mike's changed. I mean, fuck. What am I supposed to say? He doesn't have me on Facebook right now. He went to prison for 3 years. Mike went to prison, and I went to jail. So hey, I'm not perfect either. I went to jail too. But hey, man, yeah, like fuck. We played Warzone. Actually, we did number one like 3 or 4 times. Me and his buddies. That one guy from Ohio, and then some other ones, a younger one or what have you. We used to call those youngins with when Angry Grandpa was around and all that. That's what I would have called them, youngins. But yeah, I'm mostly into the YouTube and all that. Um, when I'm on the computer. And yeah, I used to watch Angry Grandpa. Mostly when he was alive, I guess. And then when he died, I watched the ending of when he passed away, and then eventually I subsided off of it. But I used to be a huge fan of Angry Grandpa. I used to watch it every single day. And every once in a while, I think it was a big highlight when Mike had a child, and then they had another child, I believe, and whatnot. And then you see the eventual, occasional one and whatnot. But I used to be a big fan of it. If you haven't seen Angry Grandpa, you got to go check him out. He's still alive to this day on YouTube. I mean, he'll forever live on YouTube. You can watch his. You can pretty much watch a good part of his life and Mike's life on the shows and whatnot.